Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students, I am over here. I am Shabina Mahmood and I am over here with my third lecture. In this lecture we will discuss third chapter of your English book, that is the media and its impact. In this age, media has taken a vital position and media is playing an extraordinary role in construction and in destruction of the mindset of the people. Now media has a great impact over the societies and over the mindset of the people. Yes, I am going towards the main objectives of this unit, which we will discuss in this chapter. We will discuss the role and impact of media on society. Nowadays, media is considered as a role model for the society. This role model is followed by all the patterns of the society in which society is going through. Yes, today our progress, our destruction, our construction, all these things are dependent on media. Yes, we are connected to media through radio, television and all other mediums that are related to media, that is social media, through WhatsApp, through all these things provide you information around the world. So media has congested, media has scrutinized the whole world into a global village. Yes, it has made the whole world as a global village. Now I am coming towards the next objective, that is how to conduct. You have to learn in this chapter how to conduct and write an interview. Yes, I will tell you about all the techniques that you will be able to write a dialogue or an interview. As you know that this chapter, media and its impact, is in the form of a dialogue, which is going through in the form of a dialogue. I will tell you the technique how to write a dialogue when if it will come in the paper, so that you can be able to write a dialogue on any type of topic. Okay, the third technique which you will learn, that is the grammatical technique. Yes, you will learn to illustrate the use of pronouns, and you will learn another grammatical technique, that is you will identify subject, verb and agreement, and we will learn how to write an email. Yes, these are the 5 objectives which we will discuss while going through this chapter, the media and its impact on society. Now I am coming towards the second objective, that is conduct and write an interview. Which are the main rules which you have to follow while writing an interview or a dialogue? Here on the screen you can see I am going to tell you about the rules and regulations which you will follow while writing a dialogue, and there will be less possibility of error making in writing a dialogue. You can see on the screen. While you are going to write an interview or dialogue writing, the first rule is enclose the spoken words with double quotation marks. That is, I love it when that happens. The second rule is dialogue tags. Which type of tags you use? That he asked, she said portions, such like of portions stay outside the quotes and get separated by a comma. Such like that you use in the direct or indirect form. Sam said, I shall never do that again. This type of sentences in which we will separate the portions, that is the said portion will be separated by a comma and the quote portion will be right down in the inverted commas. Actions, that the third rule is actions that occur before or after the dialogue go in a separate sentence. For example, if Cindy screamed and then spoke, you will write in this way. Cindy screamed, then you will write, you will put a full stop over here. Oh my God. Because Cindy screamed, this one is an other action, and he said, oh my God, this is a separate action. So you have to put a full stop so that it will be easy to separate out two sentences. On the other hand, if Cindy screamed out the words, if Cindy is going to speak out the words in screaming form, then you will use a comma instead of a period or instead of a full stop. Cindy screamed, oh my God. It means that he is screaming. He is speaking loudly, oh my God. Okay. Number 4th rule is that punctuation goes inside the quotes. Mary covered her mouth. Oh no. She looked like she had seen a vampire. Do you see that? Here the punctuation goes inside the quotes. Okay. The 5th rule is, if you have to quote something within the dialogue, use single quotation mark. If you want to put the quotation of any other person inside the dialogue, then you have to put the single quotation marks. Bill laughed and pointed at him, full stop, when that goose jumped out and said. Now these are the lines which were said by the goose. Boo, you screamed like a little girl. Yes, start a new paragraph every time you change speaker. If the speaker performs actions linked to the dialogue, keep everything in the same paragraph. Why? The reason is that in this way readers will easily track out of which character is speaking. A new paragraph helps reader by signaling a change. When you have to signal out a change in the conversation, then you have to make the paragraphs of all the changes. As in front of you, you can see on the screen that I have made 3 paragraphs for your convenience. Now I am coming the rule number 7. If an action interrupts a sentence in a dialogue, use lowercase on the first letter of the second fragment. I know. He lowered his voice to a whisper where you said. If the same speaker talks long enough to require a new paragraph, place opening quotation marks at the beginning of each paragraph. However, closing quotation marks are placed only at the end of the final paragraph. I have told you that when you have to introduce special type of changes, then you will make separate paragraphs, as you can see on the screen. And if the single person is going through a long conversation and you have to make the passages so that you have to put the starting beginning quote marks at the beginning of each paragraph, but the ending quote mark will be placed at the end of the conversation, as you can see on the screen. Okay students, these all the rules will help you to write a dialogue in a different and in an appropriate way, so that you cannot make any error while writing a dialogue or while writing an interview. Now I am coming towards the use of pronouns. Here on the screen I am going to show you a pronoun chart in which I will give you the pronouns and their description over here on the screen. In this chart I have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 rows, and the columns are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. In this chart I have made 8 rows and 5 columns. In the rows I am going to show you the persons, and I am going to show you what type of pronoun are these on the columns. First person, as you know, it is I. When it is used in the form of I in a sentence, then we will say it is a subject pronoun. If it is used as me in a subject, then it is an object pronoun. If it is used in the form of my in a sentence, then it is a possessive adjective. If it is used as mine in a sentence, then we will say it a possessive pronoun. And if it is used as myself in a sentence, then we will say that it is a reflexive pronoun. Second person, you. This is a subject pronoun. If it is in the form of you in another sentence, then it is an object pronoun. Your is a possessive adjective, yours is a possessive pronouns, and yourself is a reflexive pronoun. Third person is he, him is an object pronoun, his is an possessive adjective, and his is also a possessive pronoun. It depends upon the structure of the sentence. Reflexive pronoun is himself. Third person female is she, her object pronoun is her, and possessive adjective is also her, and possessive pronoun is hers, and reflexive pronouns are herself. Third person is it. It is also used as third person. If it is used as it will be subject pronoun and object pronoun. Its is the form of possessive adjective, and not used is the form of possessive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns. Itself is a reflexive pronoun. First person plural. Is it we? Yes. We is used as us in an object pronoun. It is used as our when it is discussed as an possessive adjective. It is used as ours when it is discussed in the category of possessive pronouns. And it is used as ourselves when it is discussed in reflexive pronouns. Second person plural is you, and the same technique we will follow as we have followed above for you. Third person plural is they, and if the word they is used as object pronoun, it will pronounce as them. If it is used as possessive adjectives, then we will say it their. If it is used as possessive pronouns, then we will say it theirs, and themselves is its form of reflexive pronouns. Sometimes while you are handling the paper, in the objective they can give you a sentence and they can ask what type of pronoun is in this sentence, and you will take help from this chart. This chart is the precise way of comprehending all type of pronouns. Now we will discuss the third grammatical technique which is going to be discussed in this chapter. Identify subject-verb agreement. What is subject-verb agreement? This is an agreement which shows that what type of verb will come with which type of subject. Yes, there is an agreement which help us to see if we are using single person subject, then what type of verb will come with that subject. If we are going to use second person, then what type of subject will come with that word. And if we use single pronouns, then what type of verbs will come with that pronouns. And if we are going to use the plural pronouns, then what type of nouns or what type of verbs we will use with these pronouns. So now I am going to tell you about the subject-verb activity, subject-verb agreement. This agreement will help you to understand the kind of sentences, and this agreement will also help you to translate the Urdu passages into English passages. So you have to learn and you have to understand this subject-verb agreement attentively, because it is a very helpful thing while you are going to handle the English book of your class. Students, now I am coming towards the first rule and second rule of the subject-verb agreement. If the phrase or clause will come between subject and verb, in this case subject and verb doesn't change the number of subject. What is the meaning of this rule? I am going to give you and I am going to explain this rule in front of you with an example. A can of lima beans sits on the shelf. Here a can is a subject which is singular. Yes, you have to note it down that it is singular. As I have told you before, then when the singular noun is used, then s will be added to the verb, and if the plural noun will be used, then s will be added to the noun and will be removed from the verb. Yes, you have seen it before. Now over here, a can is a subject which is singular, and lima beans is prepositional phrase, and the verb sits is used over here. this verb is used according to this subject. As the subject is singular, so the S is added to the verb. Are you clear here? Now I am coming towards the indefinite pronouns as subjects. What are the indefinite pronouns? If the indefinite pronouns are in a singular form, then they are over here. Singular indefinite pronouns are each, either, neither, one, no one, anybody, nobody, etc. And plural indefinite pronouns are several, few, both and many. Now in the case of singular pronouns, we will add S with the verb. Same technique we will use as we will use in the present indefinite tense. These two rules come in the category of present indefinite tense, and these rules will be followed out by the same process. Here you can see on the screen, each is a single indefinite pronoun and the verb is does, which is used with this pronoun. So we have added S with this verb. A good work. Now over here, both is a plural indefinite pronoun, so we have used verb without S. Yes, there is no S with the verb. So by using the explanation of this subject verb agreement as I have given you in this lecture, you can solve out and you can pick out all the subject verb agreements from this unit also, and this subject verb agreement will surely help you in analyzing a sentence, that what type of verb will come to which type of sentence. Okay students, in this lesson I have discussed with you all the grammatical techniques which we will follow in this unit. In the next lesson we will come towards the summary of all the passages, we will come towards the important words and all the things which are related to the unit. Yes, Inshallah Ta'ala, I will be with you as soon as possible with my next lecture with all the explanation of the unit. Till then, Allah Hafiz and keep in touch.